Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden and I'm an accountability coach and the author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business. No boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today and profit tomorrow and repeat. So if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Dr. Terri Levine. Terri is one of the world's foremost experts on how to market a coaching or consulting or other service business. She has built and sold several multi-million-dollar companies. Dr. Terri is a best-selling author of over 40 books, 40, and a highly requested keynote speaker at events and conventions throughout the world. To date, Dr. Terri has helped almost 8,000 entrepreneurs worldwide to live well and earn well. Dr. Terri, welcome to Goalbusters.
Happy to be here, Robin. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome, and I'm delighted that you've been able to join us today. Whereabouts in the world are you joining us from?
Right in this moment, I'm in Pennsylvania, and a few hours ago, I was looking at the beach in New Jersey.
Wow, okay, a real globetrotter there. Now, you had a long weekend, haven't you, over there in America?
Yes, we did, yes.
Something that we completely didn't pick up on here. We just walked normally yesterday and thought, oh, we could have had the day off. What a shame. All right, that's me waffling on. Shall we do the questions instead?
Sure, let's go.
All right, I'll get the clock up on the screen. And there it goes. Terri, could you tell us, please, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is a successful, driven coach, consultant, or service-based entrepreneur. On the outside, they look like they have it all: a thriving business, financial success. On the inside, they feel overwhelmed, exhausted, chained to their business. They wanted freedom, but now they don't have that, and they're ready to build a life that looks as good on paper as it is in real life.
Brilliant. And you've also segued nicely into our second question, which is exactly what is the problem that you solve. You've mentioned it there, but I have a feeling that you solve more than one problem. So please feel free to expand on that.
Overall, I call it the success trap, and it's a dangerous belief that to earn more, you have to work more. And that mindset inevitably leads to burnout, strained relationships, loss of passion. All the things go away. And what I do is help entrepreneurs shift their focus from being busy to being effective, allowing them to make more income in less time.
Brilliant. Thank you once again. That really helps make the picture, enlarge the picture, so we get a better idea. So what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve that problem for themselves?
I call this an energy audit. So for the next 2 days, draw 2 columns on a piece of paper. One half says energizing, the other half says draining. And as you go through the day, list every task that you do and put it in the appropriate column. At the end, look at your draining list. That is your roadmap to freedom. Pick just one of those draining tasks right now to either delegate it, automate it, or eliminate it this week. And let me tell you, Robin, this single action will immediately free up mental and emotional energy.
That's fantastic. Thank you for that. That's really interesting. I should try that. All right, I'm sure it works because I'm sure it's not the first time you've mentioned that idea. So now that we have a better understanding of what you do, let's dive briefly into goal busting, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve business goals. And already that idea is one, so I'm being greedy and asking you for another one. So could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits over and above what you've already shared with us for no charge whatsoever? Sorry about that.
Absolutely. So stop thinking about managing time. What you want to start managing is focus. And my best advice is to identify your one big domino just for the day. What is that one thing that if you get it done, it's going to make everything else easier or unnecessary? Do that one thing first before you open your email, before you look at social media, go to meetings, because true productivity isn't about how many tasks can I cross off my list. It's about the impacts of the task that you actually do complete.
Fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. All those time wasters that we love to go to because they're so easy and so simple. Like, oh, I'll just check my emails. Such a time waster. Such a time. Other people's agendas, I call those things.
Very true.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So that's fantastic. Once again, thank you so much. So, what should I have asked you today, Dr. Terry, that I didn't? And what would your answer be, please?
I would say, what is the real long-term result for my clients beyond just better productivity and more income? And the answer is that my client family members actually get their lives back. They build a business that serves their lives, not the other way around, which, quite frankly, is what most people are doing or have done, so that they're able to enjoy dinner with their families without sitting there checking their phones. They take real unplugged vacations where they don't need any electronics. And they literally fall back in love with their work. They break out of the prison that they put themselves in. And we don't just optimize their business. I think this is a really important point. We help them build a legacy of success, of fulfillment. And so it's really important to me to help people who are successful stop being prisoners to what their business is, because that is nothing more than a glorified job. And instead, to truly build their life by design, not by default, and then fit their business right into the delicious life that they are enjoying. That's what it's all about for me.
Oh, it's fantastic. And I love I'm going to see what I do here. I love the heart you put into that answer. And as we have a little bit of extra time available to us, rather than hearing me talking about the British weather, which I'm sure our listeners would be delighted to hear about, maybe not. Could you tell us a little bit more about your registered trademark that's beautifully presented on your screen for those watching, and for those listening, you'll just have to believe me, the word Heartrepreneur.
Yeah, thank you. So I have to give credit. I did not come up with that. It was one of my publishers many years ago. My company was called something else. It was not my brand. And I was writing a book for him, and we had a contract. It was my sixth or seventh book with him. And he took my manuscript and he threw it on the floor. And he said, I don't want this book. And I'm like, what? And he said, no, I've known you for 11 years. I want the book on how you do business as a entrepreneur. And I went, what? And I honestly didn't know what he was talking about. However, on my train ride back from New York to Philadelphia, it just hit me. Doing business heart to heart, person to person, not transaction to transaction. And I realized that was the best advice I got. Went home, rebranded, trademarked, changed everything in our business, and really feel like Heartrepreneur is the way that we do business. And we have over 10,000 entrepreneurs that have joined us over time.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. The best, by far, not just coaches, which I know is your specialty, but any kind of entrepreneur, when they're coming from the heart, when they're coming from their authentic selves, and it's a passion and they're living their life purpose, maybe through their family and their personal lives, but also through their work, they are unstoppable and they are inspirational. And that is what I think we should all aspire to, and it's certainly something I aspire to. So thank you so much for that definition there. I love it. Absolutely wonderful. That it's registered as well as a trademark, so I can't steal it. Oh.
No, you cannot. We've had people try.
Yeah, I won't try, but I certainly, I love the concept. Thank you so much. All right, so that's our 7 minutes. Thank you so much. That's been an absolute masterclass, as I expected it would be. So Dr. Terri, could you tell us, please, how can people reach you? That's part A of this two-parter. And also the second part is there like a valuable free resource they could get from you? Because as I always say, although it sounds a bit cheeky asking for that, I say that partly because some Americans like the word cheeky because it sounds very British. But the reality is that it is a very good way of people finding out a little bit more about your offer without taking what often feels like a very big step, which is making direct contact. So they just find out a little bit more before they're ready to do that.
Of course. So one way is to grab any of my books, just go to Amazon and look for Dr. Terri Levine. Another way is to tune into my podcast, which is Live Well, Earn Well for coaches and consultants. And the other is to join our community of about 10,000 people doing business heart to heart, doing strategic networking. That is at heartrepreneurs.com. And I have a free resource that people are truly digging that I hope that you will enjoy, which is at go.heartrepreneur.com/playbook-life.
Fantastic. Thank you. And it seems a bit silly for me to ask you about your books, because I know we mentioned at the beginning there's 40 of them, and it would be like a test when you rattle off 40 titles for us. But are there any new ones coming out, or what's the most recent one that you've been working on?
So right now I do ghostwriting for other people. However, the book that I highly recommend, for me, it has been the Bible of how I have created 8 multi-million-dollar businesses while working about 20 hours a month. And that is called The Conversion Equation. The Conversion Equation.
Fantastic. I shall definitely look that up. Anytime someone refers to the Bible as some technique or other, I'm there in a heartbeat. See what I did there? I can't say I'm there in a Heartrepreneur beat, can I? But I can say that.
I love that.
All right. So Dr. Terri Levine, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure and a joy, as fascinating as I thought it would be. Very inspirational. Thank you so much for being with us on Goalbusters today.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Robin.
You're very welcome. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.